Now at 10, flame, smoke, and zero visibility, how Pittsburgh's new firefighters train for the most dangerous moments of their career. Plus, after 77 years of service, the Carthage Humane Society asks the community for $77 worth of help. And the city of Miami celebrates the grand opening of a brand new Boys and Girls Club.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
2 new firefighters in Pittsburgh have officially earned their badges after responding to a simulated fire. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. In a carefully monitored situation, the Pittsburgh Fire Department recreated a 2-story structure fire. Samantha Walker has more on how the realistic scenario is helping prepare a new generation of first responders.
We do have a victim in the 2nd story off the side. We'll be off for a bit. Next incoming unit, bump up for fire attack.
In the span of just 2 weeks, the Pittsburgh Fire Department tries to prepare a new generation of firefighters. So before they get their badge, they're put through one final exercise, a realistic burn scenario.
They have to cram in a lot very quickly, so to have this live opportunity at the end of it is priceless, because you can't teach fighting a fire until you're fighting a fire.
This is the first time the department has held something like this, but leadership knew it could be life-saving.
Being able to feel that heat and be in that environment of zero visibility and the noise that comes with it and the confusion that inevitably is with every fire scene to some level. It's their first experience with it, and we want it to be a good one. We want them to be comfortable when they go into a real fire and have lives on the line.
The scenario has them finding a way into the building, locating the source of the fire, helping victims, and battling the blaze. Both of the recruits have military experience, and they say helping people is in their blood. Now they're ready to serve Pittsburgh.
This is my hometown. This is where I grew up, where I was born. This is just where I belong. That brotherhood and the challenges that brings. So this is an easy choice for me.
And as the 2 recruits complete the simulation,
The guys performed great. I'm very happy. They have both shown that they are willing to go the extra mile.
they're officially ready to start their first responder careers and join their new team.
A person to my left and right is somebody I'm willing to go into that fire and pull out, regardless of what happens to me.
Just to help the public, help people out, serve people, and save lives. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate. Human life is so important, and to be a part of preserving it, I think, is special, beyond special.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The Pittsburgh Fire Chief says today's simulation was very successful, and they plan to have more recruits experience it in the future. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for a first look at our weather.
Well, we've seen some pretty nice weather today. The last couple of days, even the last couple of weeks, we've had pretty rainy conditions. But today we had sunny skies that continued. We had a couple clouds this afternoon, but we're going to continue with those clear skies through the evening and through most of the weekend. We're warming up through Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday. Mid 80s on Saturday. We're also having saturated conditions, so we've been getting a lot of rainfall, so soils are saturated, making us a little bit humid. Now the humidity and the warm temperatures actually are going to bring some storm chances to the area. We normally see this in the summertime. We call them pulse storms, just pop-up thunderstorms. There is a slight severe threat for central parts of Oklahoma. Now our area, we're just getting a couple of those storms pushing into our far western counties, but I'm going to have all those details coming up.
All right, Lindsay, see you soon. This month, the Carthage Humane Society reached its 77th year of operation. As staff and volunteers continue their commitment to these animals, the organization is asking the community to help with a $77 donation. The shelter says donation funds are crucial as the community grapples with an increase of stray animals.
77 years, we have saved thousands of animals, found them homes, returned them to their owners, all the things. So we're very proud of the fact that we have been able to do it for that long, and we'd love to do it for another 77 years.
Minshew wants to remind everyone about their annual fundraiser, Stay Getty, set for June 14th. Well, children and families in Miami can look forward to a brand new facility in the heart of Main Street after years of in the making. Today, the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County celebrated the grand opening of a teen center. Inside, you'll find a gym, kitchen, classrooms, toys, air hockey, and a gaming center.
So this project came out of some State of Oklahoma ARPA funds in collaboration with our city and our school district and our community. But this has been about a 3-year project, so it's been a long time coming, and we're excited that it's open now. Yeah, we're just so grateful for the people who helped construct this building, but also who invested their time, treasure, and talent in bringing it to life. We couldn't have done it without them.
The club is expecting over 200 kiddos to show up for their summer program on Monday. Well, the Spiva Center for the Arts is hosting a May Makers Market. The event, featuring 9 local artists, showcases a wide range of art forms, including jewelry, ceramics, glasswork, photography, textiles, and henna body art.
There's all different types of art that is represented at the Makers Market this year. We have pottery, paintings, photography, henna art. I hope that members of our community are able to come out and have a new favorite artist that they meet today.
The market continues tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. A trio of musicians created a big sound in a small space today at the Joplin Public Library. The library kicked off its own version of Tiny Desk concerts with Tiny Library Desk Concert featuring Keegan Wood, a local teen musician. The event took place in the conference room and was open to ages 11 to 18. Kansas officials get a first-hand look at the southern border. Senator Marshall and Sheriff Tomasi share their findings. That story's coming up. Plus, the entertainment world loses a 2-time Emmy Award winner as Loretta Swit passes away at 87. Well, Southeast Kansas is being represented at the southern border. U.S. Senator Roger Marshall is at the southern border this week to meet with Federal Border Patrol officials and soldiers from Fort Riley, currently stationed in Arizona. The senator is joined by multiple local and state law enforcement officials, including Crawford County Sheriff Billy Tomasi. In an exclusive interview with KOAM, Senator Marshall and Sheriff Tomasi broke down their experiences at the border. Both said they wanted to learn more about drugs like fentanyl crossing into the U.S.
Certainly things are improved on the border, but yet we're still losing a Kansan most every day to fentanyl poisoning. So I think it's great to bring law enforcement to the border where they're fighting with them every day, tooth and nail. And hopefully that we learn something, we can take something back home and hopefully save a Kansan's life.
We've learned, where it's coming in from, where it's being transported to, and this is a hub where it's coming out of. And like I told the voters when I came on, that I'm going to learn about this and we're going to start taking it off the streets, and that's my goal. And I appreciate the opportunity from Senator Marshall to allow me to come down here with him to learn this, to bring back to our community.
Senator Marshall says he is also grateful to use the visit to check in with the soldiers from Fort Riley and thank them for their service so far from home. President Trump told steelworkers in Pennsylvania that he's going to double the tariff rate on steel. As Erica Brown reports, the increase could further push up prices for the metal used to make housing, autos, and other goods.
Today I have a major announcement, and are you ready to hear this?
Shortly after President Trump took the stage at a Pennsylvania steel plant Friday evening, he announced he's doubling his tariff on steel imports to the U.S.
We're going to bring it from 25% to 50%, the tariffs on steel into the United States of America, which will even further secure the steel industry in the United States.
The president delivered the news as he touted a deal between U.S. Steel and Japan's Nippon Steel.
Thank you, Elon.
Earlier Friday, Trump hosted a farewell news conference for Elon Musk, gifting him a novelty gold key in the Oval Office. Musk is getting out of Doge after serving as a special government employee, a role that carries a limit of 130 days. The president says Elon Musk may continue as an unofficial advisor.
Elon's really not leaving. He's going to be back and forth, I think. I have a feeling.
It's his baby.
So I look forward to continuing to be a friend and advisor to the president, continuing to support the Doge team.
During Musk's time in government, tens of thousands of federal workers across more than 24 agencies were laid off in a push to cut the size of government. Spending cuts initiated by Doge have come in well below Musk's original target of $2 trillion, roughly the size of the entire national deficit.
That number will probably go over $200 billion soon.
During the event, the president also addressed his administration's efforts to broker a deal to end the war in Gaza.
Well, they're very close to an agreement on Gaza.
The White House says Israel backed and supported the proposed 60-day ceasefire agreement in Gaza. Hamas officials say they are studying the proposal closely before giving a formal answer. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Under the proposal, Hamas would release 10 living hostages and a number of bodies during the 2-month pause in exchange for more than 1,100 Palestinians imprisoned by Israel. Well, Loretta Swit, the Emmy Award-winning actress who played no-nonsense U.S. Army combat nurse Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, is in the hit TV series MASH for more than a decade, died today at the age of 87. Swit's publicists say the actress died at her home in New York City from what was suspected to be natural causes. Swit earned 2 Best Supporting Actress Emmys and 10 nominations for her role as Hot Lips, the lusty, tough, but vulnerable patriotic Army career nurse in the series that ran from 1972 to 1983. She appeared in nearly all of the more than 250 episodes and the series finale, which was the most watched episode of any TV series in history when the show ended in 1983. Lindsay returns next with a complete look at your forecast, and a little later, flub late in the competition almost cost a 13-year-old a National Spelling Bee. His story coming up.
At Wade's RV.
And we've seen some pretty cool conditions for the last couple of days thanks to all of the rain we've seen. Now you can see Thursday we had temperatures that got up to the mid-60s. Not too warm yesterday, but for today we got up to mid-70s. Now still about 10 degrees below where we should be this time of year, but that all changes as we head into the weekend. Now we've had clear skies for most of the day. That's going to continue all the way until the evening. Overall, great looking evening. Now taking a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, we've got clear skies all the way through tomorrow afternoon. Now it's going to be pretty hot tomorrow. We're getting into the mid 80s. Plus, since we've seen so much rainfall this last week, we are going to have saturated soils caused by the warm temperatures, the hot temperatures. In fact, we're going to see some evapotranspiration, which is going to bring us some isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. All day, though, it's going to be really sunny. We got some clouds moving in later in the afternoon around 5 to 6 p.m. in our western counties. And you can see rain's not far behind it. These are just going to be some pop-up thunderstorms that are going to be bringing just some quick rain to the area, not long-lived. So about 6:30 all the way till about 11, we could see some chances of rain across the 4 states. Now, very isolated chances. Now, by southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, by about 8:30, 9 p.m., going to see some of those thunderstorms, but they're starting to die down at this point. They may get to Joplin, but mostly just some rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder, and then we're left with isolated showers throughout the rest of the evening into about 2 a.m. We're left with clear skies as we return back to Sunday. Now Sunday we're also going to see temperatures getting back up into the low 80s. Now Sunday is going to be a perfectly average day where we should be this time of year. Saturday again a little warm. We've got those isolated afternoon thunderstorms. Not looking at a severe threat there. Could get some gusty winds in our western counties as the storms try to move in, but overall our severe threat's going to be holding off until Tuesday. Now we got warm temperatures continuing all the way till Tuesday as well. This temperature could be a little bit cooler depending on what time those storms want to come in. Now it's a pretty messy upper level flow, which is why we've got storm chances continuing Tuesday all the way through next Sunday. Severe threat potential Tuesday until Friday. So we're going to keep an eye on these storms Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. We've got chances for severe thunderstorms to pop up. Timing is a bit uncertain on which days really want to fire off some of these storms, but we're going to keep an eye on that. Temperatures drop back down into the 70s as we head into the following week. So until then, I say we enjoy our sunny weekend with temperatures in the 80s.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Still ahead, 2 of our local Missouri high school baseball teams begin the state quarterfinals. Plus, 3 of our local Kansas high school baseball and softball teams are 1 win away from a state title. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
2003 Tank Connection founders envisioned success, famous since 1923.
3 of our local Kansas high school softball and baseball teams are 1 win away from a state title. First up, Frontenac softball looks for its 2nd straight state championship. Same as last year, Frontenac and Silver Lake meet in the state title game. Raiders hoping to repeat as 3A state champs. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Frontenac starting pitcher Avery Johnson crushes this ball deep left field and gone. Her 2nd homer of the day, and it puts the Raiders on top 1-0. That remains the score into the 6th inning. Silver Lake threatening with bases loaded and nobody out. Kendra Cook chops one back to Johnson, who fires home for the force out, but the ball gets away. The run scores and we're tied at 1. But Johnson would get out of the inning without any further damage, so we remain deadlocked. Into the bottom of the 7th, Skylar Hutchison represents the winning run, and she cranks one deep to left center, but Kaylin Haney makes a game-saving catch at the wall for the Eagles, and we go to extra innings. Still tied at 1. Top of the 9th, Avery Johnson in the game, and she picks up another strikeout to keep it tied. Now to the bottom of the 9th. Hutchison back at the plate. She gets things started by drawing a walk. And a little later in the inning, with the winning run now on 2nd, Ella Sullivan comes to the plate. The game resting on her shoulders, and she delivers a base hit into left field. Hutchison comes around 3rd, and that's a walk-off winner in the state title game. Frontenac repeats as 3A state champion. Raiders win an instant classic 2-1 over Silver Lake.
We never give up. That's the one thing about our team is we're never going to give up, and that's why we won. We believe in each other and we believe in our coaches, and we just put all we had out on the field.
This has been a team of that character all season, and I told them after the game if they've learned anything about this season to take with them through life is that things can happen and go wrong, and as long as you have the right mentality and truly believe in yourself, great things can happen.
Fort Scott baseball battles Rock Creek, and they take down the Mustangs 6-4 to become 4A state champion. That's another trophy brought back to the 4 states. What a great season for the Tigers. Colgan is in the 2A championship as a 6th seed, and the Panthers take down Volley Falls 10-0 in 6 innings to bring home the 2A state championship. That makes our 3rd Kansas team to win a state title today. And I can't think of a better way to end the season than taking down the top-ranked team in a run-rule victory. In Missouri, we have 2 local high school baseball teams still fighting for a state title. First up, Webb City takes on Platte County in Game 1 of their Class 5 state quarterfinal series. Webb City baseball tonight hosting Platte County in the state quarterfinal with the newly changed best-of-3 series rule. First inning, Platte County firing on all cylinders. They get the single base hit to left. That brings in a run, and they're up to a 3-0 lead early. Cardinals getting a spark in the bottom of the 3rd. Mason Young grounds it deep to left. That brings in Andrew Young for the score, and Webb City trails by 2. Bottom of the 7th now. Check this out. Andrew Young bombs it deep to right field. That brings in not 1, but 2 runs to tie the game. We're tied at 3. And this is a long one, too. Skipping ahead to the 11th. You said his name before. Andrew Young gets another big hit deep, and that sets this up. Platte County's catcher can't corral the wild pitch, and here comes Andrew Young. That's a walk-off for Webb City on a wild pitch, and what a game for Young, and the team is showing him. Webb City takes Game 1 in dramatic fashion, 4-3 against Platte County. They're back in action tomorrow at 11 a.m. The win takes them to the state semifinal. Joplin begins their Class 6 quarterfinal series against Blue Springs. They fall 4-1, but their season isn't over just yet. They take on the Jaguars again tomorrow and need to win 2 straight to advance to the state semis. That's all for sports. We're back with more after this.
Riverbend Casino Hotel is revving up.
27 medals. We are proud to salute David England, a 4-state hero.
Now we got temperatures reaching mid-80s on Saturday. Pair that with the humidity. We're going to have some pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon and early evening. Not looking at a severe threat, but could get some gusty winds with that. Temperatures and sunny skies return back to 80s all the way through Tuesday. Then we're going to have some rain chances picking back up Tuesday through the rest of the week.
Well, a 13-year-old from Texas swept this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee, beating out hundreds of the nation's brightest young spellers. But as Jared Hill reports, the moment almost didn't happen due to a flub late in the game.
In the finals for the 100th Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Now, let's all of us take a deep breath.
A search for calm and clarity.
And
that did not help at all.
Before Faison Zaki breezed through his winning word.
ECLAIRCISSEMENT. That is correct.
The 13-year-old dropping to his knees after perfectly working his way through a word that, ironically, means a clearing up of something obscure.
I just kept on studying, and then now I'm here. I have the trophy.
The comeback, a year in the making following a second-place finish last year, almost didn't happen.
Kamalina.
K-A-M... Oh, okay, wait. Let me think.
Jumping the gun on his second-to-last word.
Oh, shoot, okay.
Stung with the spelling bug early, he's been competing since he was just 7 years old. This time, besting 243 contestants. Among the 9 finalists, an 11-year-old whose cool demeanor charmed the crowd.
This is surprising.
And a 14-year-old taking his last shot at the title.
Does this word come from English Muhlenbergia, which is a genus?
Faison is just the 5th runner-up to return and win, taking home $52,000. His plan?
We're not the richest, but we're not the poorest, so I want to give back to the people who might not be as fortunate as me.
Donate a large portion to charity. Jared Hill, CBS News.
30 of the past 36 champions of the Scripps National Spelling Bee have been Indian American. Well, do you think you could compete in the spelling bee?
No, not if the words are longer than 5 letters.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. Well, we don't have anything to spell for you here, thank goodness, but we'll be right back here tomorrow. Have a great night.